Hey, so this is Lee Vitamonte. We are on week 8, it's first day of week 8, so that would be day 15. And today was one of those lessons where I went back to focusing heavy on pronunciation. The cool thing is, I did do a lot of prep work for this, and I think the use of, I would say, ChatGPT as a tool to do that, way less. I didn't even have to touch it. There was a lot of, well, let's put it this way. I never have to touch it, but I didn't even feel incentivized to touch it because the class is already going in a direction where the students are where they need to be. They realize that ChatGPT is a tool, right? So today, after all the presentations, there were still some people who were absent. But I focused on, let's go back to pronunciation. I do want to give them a real platform to kind of use English. So toward the end, after we did a whole bunch of pronunciation, like R-controlled vowel sounds and understanding silent E, I had them set up a debate. So they were going to debate, and I showed them how they can use Google Slides to both work on the document at the same time. Now, so that was interesting. And I think the students were very eager to do something like that. They love presenting, right? Coming up here and to present. We followed the presentations afterwards. I'm going to say there's a lot of missing students that I'm not used to. And I'm hoping, I saw a couple that kind of did like sequential absences. One already warned me that she would be absent for a prolonged period, so hoping she comes back. But there's some that were doing very well that I'm surprised not to see. And like I said, I'm hoping that the class is really I really want to inspire these people to show up, inspire my students to say it's worth that. So this is why I use these tools. But concerning number of students are not showing up consistently. Although I had one student who wasn't showing up and he started showing up again, and that was cool. But was there any use of explicit AI today? Again, it's so natural. My students are jumping into ChatGPT, getting ideas. For example, for debates, I'm like, okay, we're gonna have a debate, and the topics were simple, like what's the best movie genre? What is the best type of music? What is the best flavor of ice cream? And I saw a couple of them run to ChatGPT and Google Translate to really get a real world and practice that their ideas, right? Get their ideas out there, how it would be said. The one song I concentrated on today, which didn't go off as well as I thought it would. And that was the Dua Lipa song, Rules, New Rules. And there I chose the part where practice makes perfect, and there's not necessarily the chorus, but kind of like the, I guess, I used to know what that was called, the refrain. Just kind of really tried to get them to use their reductions and their abbreviations because it's heavy on that, and not getting as many people participating that I would expect. I thought, hey, they nailed these reductions, especially last week, but not too many people were really eager to try that out. But we also concentrated on sentence stress. So while we were doing that, I was kind of ramping up. Notice how she says it. So a lot of words that go together. So we should know about tell them instead of tell them, and tell them sounds like a word. But also words that are followed by it. So let it, we usually say it like one word, let it. We don't say let it. And that was another thing that I was showing them too. I'm like, okay, it says let it, but we're gonna read it let it as if it were one word. And maybe that type of complexity kind of made people shy off. A couple of people read it. They did a good job. The music, I guess I didn't play the music enough for them to make them feel confident. So I do want to go back and practice and focus on pronunciation. I did find a couple of tools, Python libraries, that are super cool. There's one like Python library does text to IPA. It was very simplistic. I was able to get it to work with on a web page pretty quickly. So I plan to implement that somehow because I think, again, it's important to understand that English, written English, isn't always, not going to learn how to pronounce it necessarily by looking at it. And some of those AR or R-controlled verbs, words, vowel. Man, I'm tired. You can see today was a struggle to get here even for me, so I can understand some of the students being absent. Yeah, I would call this a medium day. Not necessarily a big win, but definitely not a loss. I definitely want to see some great improvements, like students just being excited to get up. So I have to think about how to incentivize the students to volunteer and to kind of get over the whole waiting for me to call on them. I'm really hoping that students are starting to feel more confident and just get up, and they themselves want to say, hey, let me show off my progress. So maybe show them how they've progressed. Anyway, till next time.